shuttle has cleared the tower. Every core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Political.
Hey guys, welcome back to the. I was about to say political pests, asshole. Hey guys, welcome back to Gameplayx.
This is
You
your
see what you did
fault.
to the
Because
man.
he put it
You
in
see
my
what you
head.
did to the
Hey,
man.
asshole! Like, okay. Hey,
Welcome back to
go.
Gameplayx4 episode 52.
There you go. Thanks, Josh. So today we had a lot of things to unveil. Thanks to Epic and Apple.
It's actually not a lot. It's just that they all go together.
Yeah, they all go together.
It's like it's an epic day, boys. That's it.
Yeah, they brought a lot of people in, especially that lady from Xbox and Microsoft. Wow.
Yeah. It's been an interesting week.
Yeah. So, anyways, how you guys doing?
I'm a little tired right now, but I'm gonna thug it out for the next 2 hours.
I see.
Or
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
think about Apex all day. Played
It's
that.
been an interesting week, you know. Actually haven't been playing Epic all week. I didn't play that much at all. I played like 1 or 2 days.
stop. lying.
We played before the
I just been
podcast.
working on homework and stuff like that. I'm getting close to like finals, so
Final week.
You're not even in school.
Hey, Ruben.
I am in school.
Hey,
I just have one class.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Hey, Ray. When is your final?
This 2 weeks.
Hey, Ruben. Do you have finals?
No.
Bruh,
Why?
Really?
Why is that, Ruben?
I'm out of school already.
Oh, look at that. I don't have finals either.
Yeah, fuck you.
Nah. Yo, this man putting shit on everybody.
I have one
Yeah.
class that I have to do, and after that, in 1 month, I am legit done with school. In 1 month,
Is that legit or not?
yeah,
'Cause I don't
I
know.
graduated in June.
Alright.
You graduated in June? Oh,
Yep.
this year? Or next
Yeah,
year?
this year. It was
Oh.
supposed to be last year, but you know,
wait. So, you're not walking stage, right? You're not doing anything like that?
I ain't doing none of that shit.
Because look, Ruben bought his.
I bought my
gap
graduation
now.
stuff.
I'm not gonna walk. I'm
But
just gonna
first
get
of
my
all, they-
diploma.
But I think our school did it online, right, Ruben?
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
posted on Instagram. Congratulations to 4020.
But
yeah.
Ruben can even
That's
participate
all
in
they
the
did
thing.
for the biggest show. That's
Yeah,
all
I
they did.
mean, oh, you did? Oh,
They
like,
want you to do an online ceremony where you sit there
Like,
and Zoom.
then-
Like I'm not doing that.
Nah, I'm not doing that. But the thing is that
mine got canceled because it was supposed to be in June.
I got canceled because COVID-19.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
we all got
everywhere.
I
vaccinated.
literally could, and the only thing they put is a picture saying congratulations to 4020 students. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's whatever though.
Well, I'm doing this for the picture, so you guys should buy it.
Yeah,
The degree is all that matters.
My school is the one that came out on the news because they were gonna do it at the Rose Bowl, but they're only gonna have the students be like sitting down, listening to a bunch of people, and then they're gonna have them go home. I was like, bro, we're not even gonna walk the
That's a waste
stage.
of time.
Yeah,
bro.
that was like that's the dumbest thing ever. So everyone protests and they
Hey,
cancel
man,
it at the last minute.
Hey, it doesn't matter. That kid who graduated and put on his Master Chief outfit was.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
He's a
Ah,
legend.
yeah,
He's a
you can't beat
legendary.
that.
yeah.
But I mean, Resident Evil Village came out this week, so I'm gonna play that. I try to play it next week. We'll see.
I watched the whole game
Try.
for
I
straight 8
haven't
hours.
bought it yet, so
I didn't buy it. I watched it.
I've
For 8 hours of gameplay.
I'll watch
8
the
hours.
stream play. It looks like a sick game.
Yo, I can't believe I sit the whole day, watch somebody play that game for 8 hours straight.
I just gotta stop
God,
playing
yeah.
these multiplayer games, man. These are taking my single player life away.
Excuse me. Apex is legit the best.
All I do is play multiplayer games. So I do. It's what
And
it
don't
is.
get me started with Halo Infinite. Whatever.
Yeah, but Resident Evil Village come out this year. I mean, not this year. This week.
Came
I
out
mean,
today.
I'm not wrong.
It came out today.
Yeah.
Come out yesterday for
New
people. who
Apex
pre-ordered.
stuff. I mean, we already know that. And I don't know why all the games came out this week, but let's get into some topics before it gets too late.
Yeah.
So since it's an epic day, go ahead, Ray, take it off.
Well, let's start with the first thing in here. Epic bought ArtStation, right? Or they're partnering.
Yeah.
They bought it, right?
Yeah,
They
no,
bought it.
they bought ArtStation.
The park station. But
Yeah.
it says that Our extension is still gonna work independently.
No, yeah, they work independently. The only thing is that everyone's getting a bigger cut now because since Epic bought them, they're gonna drop the
I mean, they drop really huge because if you're not from there, if you're not like a pro from that, it drops from 30% to 12%, right?
yeah, 12%. I mean, this is
Yeah.
great because that means any assets you get here, you don't get it for that much. Learning is free, so for the rest of the year. But any developer that uses like assets from this site, they're pretty much getting it for a steal now. So just because Epic bought it, so that
And
means
then
better asset for us, boys. If you will, if you believe that.
Pretty
But
sure because of TOS, everyone who puts their stuff on our station, it belongs to Epic.
It's open on what?
yeah, but
Everything that puts everyone who puts their stuff on our
Mm.
station, it belongs to Epic.
yeah.
Well, it doesn't belong to Epic.
No, it
It
does.
does.
That is part of the agreement of signing up for the site.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Remember, Kenneth, when we find out about
Facebook. Yeah.
No, but remember that website that allows you to put like podcasts for free, and they
Oh
support
yeah.
I
It
think-
belongs to them too.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
belongs to them
Epic
too.
too,
Yeah.
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 And it's the same with Facebook. Whatever
So, like, wait.
pictures you put on Facebook, it belongs to Facebook,
A picture.
and they can use it whatever they want.
Really? Even
Is
your
it the
profile
same?
pic?
Is it the same thing on when you put stuff in the Epic store, like in the Unreal store, where you sell your assets and stuff? Because that's you're selling.
I'm not entirely sure about that one. I'll have to read the TOS.
'Cause that's why. Yeah, that's why I was like, is it the same?
But for our station is because our station had that agreement with the people,
yeah.
and now that they bought our station, it's essentially
Oh.
carries the agreement over to Epic.
Gonna be a fight now.
It is what it is.
Gonna have
If I
a fight.
remember correctly, yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
right.
usually companies are not douchey about it, but if you do see some of your stuff randomly in an advertisement,
I love it that the creators
That's
get
usually
more
what
money.
happens. They use it for advertisement.
right,
It's not like they're gonna take your shit and put it in a game.
right,
I mean, they probably could do that too.
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't
And
think
later the fact.
they wouldn't even. I don't even think they'll do that. Just sort of the whole fucking library they have now with mix. What is it? Quicksaw
Right.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Scans. They don't need your shit.
I mean, in our station is still a pretty good website. I mean,
Yeah, it's
a lot of
pretty
features.
much.
Yeah,
It's pretty much the best website for artists and
Right.
any artist that wants to sell stuff. So
right.
and any developers because developers are on this website too. They show their art and they sell stuff too. So it's a win. It's technically
It's a win-win though.
It's a win-win in other circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
get into this Epic versus Apple battle thing that's going on right now. Obviously, the court. Was
I
it
want to do that.
the trial was yesterday, right? Or
It's ongoing.
it's still
It's just
ongoing.
some things were revealed.
Mm.
A lot of things were revealed.
Yeah, there was a lot
then
of things that were
some
revealed.
reason-
This slash should be number 2. I put it at 4 so it can
Yeah, I don't know why it was
go
here.
down.
But if you
I'll
want to
move
just
it up. Bam.
okay.
Oh, the reason I put it at last because it's going to be the longest one.
Well, the thing is that this goes with everything else that's been showing. That's shown.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay,
So
but
it's like it's just gonna go down.
All right. So here we go then.
so there's the leak,
I'm telling
right?
you, it's an epic day.
So this the leak, the leak that came out, right? Supposedly Epic paid $146 million for the exclusive rights for having Borderlands 3 for 6 months. In their store first.
Actually, you were actually able to watch the stream of the court case
Mm-hmm.
on Game Awards because Jeff Keighley was doing everyone a solid.
Damn.
Yep.
Wow.
On Twitch, Game Awards, he's streaming that shit, and everyone's there just like talking shit.
Well, Epic was like a pretty big sponsor of the Game Awards, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Yo, we bought it," and he had full permission to stream that whole thing. I didn't even think you could do stuff like that.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I said. See, in high school, Tim Sweetie was getting picked on. Now he's making everyone else.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, this is still an ongoing thing. I mean, like
I mean,
everyone wants Apple to lose because then if Apple wins, it pretty much is gonna change the way in-app store whatever, like what is it, like OSs and not OSs, app stores and shit like that.
Yeah.
The way they function is gonna completely change how they function.
I mean, so getting into the story, right? There's a lot of stuff about this. Like, they called their Microsoft witness, which is kind of interesting, but they called Microsoft witness who got chastised by the judge for not submitting the proper paperwork, by the way. So they essentially, so in their battle, Epic is arguing that Apple, the 30% fee on the App Store is too big. That's the start of this whole thing. Apple fired back at Epic and said, "Well, you didn't care about the 30% fees on the Xbox and PlayStation, so why do you care about it now?" And so they called Xbox, or they called the Microsoft, where I forgot what was her name, something right. I forgot her name. Let's see. Let me find her name. $1 million company. Well, either way, so they called Lori Wright. So Lori Wright was the Microsoft president of business development. She admitted that so they have a 30% publication fee on the console, Xbox and PlayStation, right? According to Apple.
Yeah.
And so so Epic fired back and said that the difference is that a console is sold at a loss, and so they need those high fees, but an iPhone and iMacs and all that stuff are sold for an incredible profit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had to call a witness, which is Microsoft, aka console manufacturer. I guess the only people who are happy to oblige. They called them, and she, as a witness, she came and she stated that their Epic is right. They do sell a console at a loss, and that the Xbox has never turned a profit. The Xbox hardware has never turned a profit ever. It's
damn.
Yeah, it's only the software and the subscription fees that has turned a profit for them. And then Apple, the Epic said, it pretty much used that as a point to say that Apple hardware is sold at like huge markups. It costs like $150 to make an iPhone. They'll sell it for like close to 1,000.
Yep, we all know this stuff.
Yeah, they said it was the most profitable hardware in all of human history. So that's pretty much what this was. And to kind of hammer that point home, they also talked about Sony didn't want Fortnite to have crossplay because they didn't believe that it would help Sony at all, the Sony business model at all. And so to get crossplay for Fortnite, I don't know if it's the same with every other company who has crossplay, but for Fortnite, so Epic has to pay. They still have to pay Sony an amount of royalties if they don't sell a number of cosmetic items to the PlayStation Store. So what I mean by that is that, let's say that people buy Fortnite skins on their Hey Andres, can you mute yourself? We can hear you.
Oh my bad.
And so what that means is that the iPhone, let's say you play Fortnite on an iPhone, and you buy like a lot of skins, but then you just use that to buy skins, but you play Fortnite primarily on PlayStation. Apparently, Epic and Sony have a way of tracking that, and Epic has to pay Sony royalties for that happening if it falls beneath a certain threshold. All right. And so Epic has admitted they had to pay this a few times in the past.
I wonder if PlayStation is doing that with every game, not just Fortnite.
It's probably every game that they don't know. and then as well as when the Xbox was there, it was revealed that Xbox had Stalker 2 as the Xbox Game Pass exclusive, like permanently. As well as they expected Nintendo to release a number of titles last year, but it didn't end up happening that way. So it was a lot of stuff that came out in this trial, and these and this Sony wanted. Oh, that's right. And I forgot to add, but part of the agreement with Sony was that Epic had to make Sony look as good as possible in the crossplay. so they had to essentially tell everyone like how amazing Sony was as much as possible.
No wonder they put Unreal 5 on the PlayStation 5. Right, they showcased it on PlayStation 5. Everyone thought this was like a happy-go-lucky relationship. No, it's just them.
Yeah, it was a business agreement.
It's a business agreement.
And so so that's a lot of stuff happened and was revealed in these documents. unfortunately, because Sony wanted to look as good as possible, they asked the judge to close the record, but a lot of the information was already put out there, and so even so, they had to take it down. But the information is on the internet. It's just that you would have to search for it. So, but you can't officially get the documents anymore because Sony ordered them closed. The judge ordered them closed because of Sony.
So it's unofficial.
Yeah, so of course it's because it's the internet. It's already copies of it out there.
Yeah.
But from official sources, it's not there anymore. So you can't go to. Yeah, I think Epic as they're fighting this court battle. I think it's Epic. Don't quote me on this. They put all the legal documents that happen in court. They put it in a Dropbox that everyone in the world has access to, so they can see what's happening during the trial.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so they can see what's happening during the trial.
Like, look, you gonna screw us, we gonna screw you too, bitch.
Right, and so they put that document about Sony in the Dropbox, and then Sony was like, "No, I get that out of here," and they did. Like the judge told them, "Yes, take that out," but it's kind of already there.
Already late. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you can't get it out of that Dropbox.
Sony a bunch of scumbags.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone praises them for like, oh my god, this and that. No, all these companies are scumbags. Remember Nintendo back in the 90s? Shit.
Yeah, like big smile to get money.
Mm-hmm. oh, it's Apple doing it. Okay. Yeah, so it's Apple that's doing that. That's telling everyone what's happening to the case. They're the ones who
leaking everything.
Leak the document.
Yeah, I mean the document is in the article source.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's there. All of it is there since the beginning of the trial to now.
I was listening to a few for like maybe like 10, 20, like 20 minutes. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's mad boring listening to that shit. So I was like, I'll just read this shit later. But if you read the comments, man, that was freaking comedy, bro.
I mean, that's
pure comedy.
I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, I think maybe Epic is getting its way by everyone is starting to learn. I mean, I think Apple's getting its way. And everyone's starting to learn the inner workings of all the behind the scenes parts of how consoles work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everything is not as clean cut as it seems. There's not that much profit in gaming hardware. You know what I mean?
We knew this though. Most of these hardwares are always sold at a loss. Always.
Right. I mean, and they were saying that the PlayStation lost $300 per PlayStation 3 sold. So a lot of the times they didn't even see profit from the PlayStation.
It makes sense though, because they gotta get these chips custom made because it's console.
Yeah. Essentially, what Microsoft was saying was that it's the way it works is that they use the platform as a kind of a subsidy to convince people to try out their services and all that stuff. And then once they try it out, they kind of get hooked. So like the whole idea with Game Pass, right? And it kind of puts it in perspective. The whole idea with Game Pass is like you get an Xbox, right? You do the whole monthly subscription thing, right? So you get I forgot what's called the game bundle, but you get the Series X.
Yeah.
You get the Game Pass Ultimate for like $25 a month, and then by getting all that together, on the Xbox, just in case you don't have a computer you can run it on, right? Or other hardware to run it on, you get it for cheap. You try it out. You say, "Hey man, I like it. I'll keep it." I'll keep paying the $25 a month versus returning it, right? And so they all get their,
yeah.
That's how they get their profits through Game Pass Ultimate, because I think you only get 1 year of Game Pass Ultimate, right? For free, or is it as long as it's 25?
I think it's 1 year free, but I don't think they have a yearly plan. I think they just have 1 month of Ultimate plans.
Right, but with the plan, is it like let's say
it's a year.
When you put the payment plan for the Xbox, is it just 1 year, or do you get it as long as you're paying the Xbox?
I think it's 1 year, and then it becomes 1 month recurring.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But
I
if
think
it is,
so. Don't quote me on that.
But if it is, it is a 2-year plan anyway. So I guess they're hoping like after you hold it for 2 years, paying $25 a month, you'll keep Game Pass for 3 or 4 or 5 years.
And if you think about it, the whole model, the way they've been advertising everything makes total sense why they're doing it the way they're doing, because software is what sells, subscriptions will sell. So
Of course. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, it shows you that it doesn't really matter if these console manufacturers sell any amount of consoles.
exactly.
It doesn't matter because they're not
console,
making money on it.
console sales don't matter. I've been saying this for years.
Unless it's Nintendo, they actually make a profit.
They do, but because they cheap out.
Yeah, but the other two don't make profit.
Nah,
No, it's
like
like-
I guess
It's
Nintendo's on the
like-
back burner. Like, see, if you just wait 4 years and then you can make your 4K switch.
Right. So it turns out that
Yeah.
no, so it turns out the companies knew that what we didn't know all along, the console wars was bullshit.
Yep, console wars always been bullshit. It's
They're both on a losing. Yeah.
It's a lose-lose, yeah.
Yeah.
like they could be like, hey, people like, oh, it's so 100 million, they're doing amazing.
Nah,
Doesn't
dude,
even matter.
they're just saying like they're just
That's
faking
like that's
that.
a little bit of money that they're making back. Think about it. If you lose, let's say the Xbox Series X, for example. If they lose $300 per console sold, right? If
That was
That-
Sony.
Sony, okay, like Sony. Well, PlayStation 4 or 5?
No, three.
3?
Right.
They specifically said 3, yeah.
All right, 3. Okay, let's say 3. The PlayStation 3 was $600 for every
first.
console. Effort, yeah. So for let's just hypothetically say it's $600, right? For every console sold, they lose 300. So let's say hypothetically they sold 20 million, right? So out of that 20 million, you gotta pretty much multiply how much money they actually lost.
Yeah.
Out of those 20 million, because not all that 20
Divide,
million.
not multiply.
Yeah, because essentially what they're saying is that like however much it costs, it costs that plus $300. So if it costs $600 in the beginning, that means to manufacture it costs $900
$100
It's a lot.
because 300 loss and then 600 the price,
$100 for the price.
right? So 600 minus 900 is negative 300.
That's a lot.
Oh, right,
Sorry.
exactly. And so even if the cost, it's actually funny because even if the cost went down the way it did, would it drop to $400, right? At the end of the day,
Yep.
yeah. So it dropped to $400. That means they were still going like what negative 200, 100.
About 200.
Yeah. So even if they made like a profit, it was a really small profit.
100.
Yeah. So they went to 400. So then
Once it started hitting like 250s, that's when they're like making some kind of profit.
yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think
maybe
that's why
even
them
that.
versions come out because they're cheaper to make, and then they just discontinue the ones that they spend so much money on, and then the cheaper ones to make some kind of profit. Some, maybe not even.
I think
I mean,
that
the
Those
loss-
I think they're just fighting who lose less.
yes, essentially, I don't think it makes money for them in the end. I think it's just
Software sales.
cauterizes the losses. Yeah,
Yeah.
But it puts in perspective, right?
right,
Software sales is what makes them profit, right?
right.
Sony barely hit 50 million sales in these units sold in with these games. It wasn't until this generation where they actually started hitting 50 million units sold.
I
Nintendo
mean,
be hitting
how?
that shit like it's candy.
I mean, like when it comes to third party, PlayStation always hits like good numbers. But first party games, their best selling game didn't even hit 15 million. I think it was Spider-Man only hit like 14 million.
No, I think it
Am
hit
I
15
right?
Spider-Man?
Didn't Horizon hit 50 mil?
Zero Dawn?
Yeah.
No, that was like 10.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I remember because we were roasting
Yeah.
it for losing to Splatoon.
I think oh well.
Yeah.
Top selling PlayStation games.
Well, if you look
Wasn't
at
God of War one of them?
no,
Up
that was,
there?
only,
No, not even.
that was like 12 million. Yeah, the highest one was Spider-Man, unless you want to count like the double releases.
Oh, so
Yeah,
like Monster
they-
Hunter
No,
World.
no, well,
No, like Last of Us, where it was on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
I don't count that.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
mean double
okay.
generational consoles.
Right. It's like Mario Kart. Like Mario Kart on the Switch, it really only sold like 24 million, which is still a lot. But if you take that plus the 8 million on the Wii U, then it hit 32 million. So that's why they're getting that 32 million from.
yeah, bro. Let's see individual.
Top 5, Spider-Man is number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man, God of War, Zero Dawn, Last of Us 2. This is not even a PlayStation game, but Final Fantasy 7 remake. That's not an exclusive game.
Right.
Well, technically, it still is until
It's time exclusive, like we all know.
yeah,
it's
it's a
gonna
time
come
this
out.
season.
Well, what's the highest unit that
Not
they sold?
in-house studio game.
How much
Oh.
is Spider-Man sell?
Yeah,
They're not giving numbers. They're just showing me like.
Yeah.
I thought you give it them.
Yeah, 'cause I know the last was part 2 was only like 10 million. So if Horizon is 3, that means it probably went closer to God of War, probably like 11. And but the thing is, I want to know is like, is it PlayStation 5 exclusive, or they also count the PC version?
This is PlayStation 4.
Oh, 4? Okay. I mean, PlayStation 4 exclusive, or they can also count the PC version of
It
Horizon?
says PlayStation 4 exclusives as of March 2021.
But yeah, so yeah, they don't really sell that well. They sell decently, but think about it, Pokemon and all the Nintendo IPs have been kind of hitting those numbers for a while.
Yeah.
More than that, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Especially Pokemon. Oh my god.
Pokemon was what, 30 million, 50 million?
No, they'd be making about 15 million. They won't re-releases too.
Apparently.
Which is
Okay,
sad.
so apparently Spider-Man has sold. This is combining Miles Morales' copies. So I don't know if you want to count these, but Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 and Miles Morales all together 20 million copies, like in total.
Well, that's putting Miles Morales too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is counting Miles Morales.
Well, Sony came out and admitted that Miles Morales sold about 8 million.
Yeah, so
Also, it's 12 million.
number
Okay.
seems about right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Spider-Man was around 12 million then.
20 million. Took him 2 games.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
20 mil.
You got
Tell me that
Nintendo
was
shit.
1 game. One
And
fucking
I
game.
saw more too, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, like, look at Animal Crossing. It didn't even take
Nah,
a
Animal
year.
Crossing was another era, dude.
It didn't even take a year for it to hit 20 million.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think by the summer, fall, it was already at that.
6 months? What? 8 months?
I mean, all I can tell you right now is that this generation is pretty much going to set up the beginning of the next generation. So if the launch titles for the next gen is like Mario Kart 9, Animal Crossing, whatever number it is, Super Smash Bros., then you know why. Like, it's right there. Pokemon, of course.
I don't want to have another Animal Crossing.
Switch is life. Went by like that. That console came out 2017.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I think just this week actually it passed the Game Boy Advance itself.
Yeah, and it's on Wii on Wii's ass.
Yeah.
Like it's not too far off from it.
I don't think they're gonna release a successor. I think they're gonna mid
Doing
gen
it?
refresh because they want to hit those Wii numbers.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, we had a couple refreshes, didn't it?
Well, I mean, if you count the mini, that was like close to the end, but they didn't really have any refreshes.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, they would have different colored versions, but not.
Yeah, but if you
yeah.
count
Yeah,
the mini,
not
but the
different
mini was like
versions.
a special edition. Like
I mean,
1.0
that-
was already gone.
The only upgrade is going to be the Nintendo Switch 4K, right?
But I feel like they definitely gonna have not a mid-gen refresh, but like a Switch Pro or a new Nintendo Switch, whatever they're gonna fucking do that they always do,
The
just
Switch
to keep the name going so they can hit those Wii numbers.
Yeah, Switch us.
Switch.
Switch us. Got to get that.
But yeah, like it's pretty crazy what happened with Epic. Now they're just throwing all the 30 laundry out there.
Um,
And, it's
I
pretty.
mean, Epic out here all this exclusive they got. We knew they were paying money for that.
I mean, you gotta give it to Epic, right? Like, this is one hell of a run up to E3. Like,
You know, right?
like it's really crazy.
And Unreal 5 launches this year too, so
Right.
it's
Alright.
crazy.
You got the next.
Which one is next?
It was Borderlands 3.
Yeah, all right. So going because it's an Epic day, boys.
Yeah.
Epic paid 146 million for Borderlands 3 to be exclusive, time exclusive on their
Time is
store.
good for 6 months, only for 6 months.
That's a lot of money for just
But
6 months.
how many people did he gain to go to the Epic Store during that time?
A
I mean,
lot.
people were playing it, so
Yeah, that was a pretty much.
Yeah.
if you were playing that game,
I think the
Yeah.
user base increased by 50%, right?
Did it?
Yeah, it says
I
it
believe
increased
so.
by
Yeah.
56%.
53%.
Oh, there you go.
53%. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
do you guys think it was
It
money well
makes
spent?
sense. Like, I think it does because if it brings more people to your platform and they spend more money,
Yeah.
But to be honest though, a lot of people are signing into Epic just to get those free games.
hmm
That's all I really did a lot of time. Once I stopped playing Fortnite and wasn't playing Remnant anymore or Dauntless, I literally signed in to get free games.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking in the beginning when they were barely going to launch Epic, and Josh was like, "Fuck, I don't want to fucking download another fucking launcher." And then like maybe like 2 months later, he's like, "Hey, yo, did you peep that new game from Epic?"
Free shit. It's free shit.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
Right. I mean, so yeah, what really got me is so first of all, the real thing about this is that this is not a small game.
Yeah.
And they were able to get that exclusive. And 2 is from Take-Two. Take-Two is also the company that owns Rockstar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So so now Rockstar, don't get me wrong, Grand Theft Auto is a big ass franchise. Okay, if they could shell out that much money to get Grand Theft Auto 6 exclusive to Epic Store for any amount of time, that's gonna be a lot of money to pay.
Hell yeah.
But the fact that they
think
got
we're gonna lie.
is not bad.
And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they will. Like I don't know why I have a feeling like they will. They will
mean,
dish out that money to do so.
But we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about billions of dollars. I mean, you gotta realize like,
Aliens.
this is the first year where Grand Theft Auto 5 did not chart.
Look, it is the first year in the last 8 years.
Exactly.
But Epic Games makes Grand Theft Auto money with Fortnite. Fortnite makes some billions of dollars as well. So if
just
they
one
wanted to be
game,
like, yo, billion for a billion, GTA 6 exclusive to Epic Store. Thanks.
Right.
But I'm saying like think
It's
about
gonna be limited though.
Fortnite came out like 4 or 5 years after GTA 5 to start
Yeah.
they started making that money. GTA 5 is making that kind of money since 2013, which is ridiculous. It survived the entire generation. Like 4 or 5 years.
They refreshed it. So like they re-released it.
This started in the 6th gen. Like,
You know what's crazy? GTA 5 was literally released on 3 separate different generations.
that's what I'm saying. Like there's really been no game like that. That's a lot.
I mean, I wouldn't blame them. They'd be like, "Yo, there's no GTA 6. We're just gonna keep working on 5 and making."
Nah, I just be a 6.
I think it's gonna be a 6 too. But people was expecting it to come out last gen. But because I mean, technically 5 came out the end of Generation 6, so it made sense why they pushed it towards Generation 7.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
the fact that it took all this long just shows you, man. I mean, GTA 5 is a big ass game, so 6 is not going to be as big as 5 from what they said.
How much do you think it's gonna be? They're gonna have to pay for the exclusive?
Oh my bad.
Right.
It was the 7th generation that they started on, and right now we're on the 9th gen.
I knew something was off when I said 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Six-
The 360 gen. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where it started. It was on a PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, game consoles that were around when I was in high school. Now I'm an old ass man, and this game is still out there. It looks like
It came out when you were in high school.
what?
It came out when you were in college.
No, I mean like the console generation started when I was in high school.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. I was a freshman in high school, bro.
Actually, wait, 2005?
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
No,
2005. Yeah,
I was actually in middle school.
Yeah, you were. Because
Yeah.
remember, Ken's a few years younger than us.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I was in elementary school, right?
Yeah.
I started freshman year 2005.
Yeah, which means I was in middle school because I didn't start freshman year 2006.
I was the end of my elementary school.
Right, it was the end of my middle school. So yeah, so that's that was ancient year. That was ancient time. It was so long ago. Okay, that was when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it took them
Yeah,
this
I
long to
remember
get
that.
free, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, just think about that, man. That's crazy. I wonder how much they paid for that deal.
Right?
But yeah, but
Well,
then Square Enix is desperate.
I want to see how long GTA 6 lasts. Would it be as successful as 5? That's the question.
I doubt it. Dude.
If they,
I mean, if they roll out DLCs as much as they've been doing for GTA 5, I believe so.
yeah, I mean
They
personally,
have to, right?
GTA 5 didn't have DLC.
well, not story DLC. You had,
they
Not
just
story-
They just had
You know,
online.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, if they keep doing it like they've been doing it with 5, I believe so.
yeah,
The
I mean,
crazy thing is, a lot of people wanted shit like Battle of Gay Tony and stuff like that, like campaign extension. But they're like, nah, online is where it's at.
Hmm.
personally, I believe that once you like, they're using GTA 5, kind of like, okay, let's see what the mistakes were, hammer them out of GTA 5 first while making money, and
And
then
they perfect game.
6 carry on to 6 with like to smooth it out. If that makes sense. Because if you know that's like
Make it perfect.
hella buggy.
Hell yeah, I can't get out broke.
Yeah, so like if you can make like assloads of money while trying to like develop it well, and then just carry it over to 6 and make it way better, like off the start,
Cyberpunk.
then you can end up with something better.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk isn't the only game that was a broken piece of shit when it came out. GTA 5 was a broken piece of shit.
GTA 5 was deleting people.
But what fun as hell.
Yeah, like that game was a fucking mess when it came out. And it took them like 3 months to get that shit straight. But and then like that's what I'm saying with Cyberpunk, they can technically come back. Is that people tend to forget that they have games that were even worse than Cyberpunk in the past.
I mean, I think what it is that GTA has a gigantic franchise behind it, whereas like Cyberpunk kind of doesn't yet. Like,
was just starting.
The game was hype, but the franchise wasn't.
Yeah, that's true. But there's still no excuse to like accept anything.
Yeah,
broken shit.
Oh no, I'm just saying like that's why GTA 5 was able to stay alive and Cyberpunk.
Since we're on the topic of broken games, you know what game works lovely now? That was so broken last generation that had like memes and the news were talking about it because they had no faces and shit.
Assassin's Creed?
Unity.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Unity, 120 frames.
They fixed already?
On current gen, and it works lovely. Oh my god.
Too late for that, dog.
But yeah, So when it comes to Borderlands, they paid 146 million for the time PC.
I think they pay more extra because they also paid $20 million for make an exclusive for Civilization 6.
Oh yeah,
Tim Sweeney's is like
but yeah, so they
$1.
Yeah, no, but what's funny is that that Take-Two is slick with it. They're like, look, you want an exclusive? You don't pay us back the entire cost of development of this game. to start. Okay, that was just a start. And they were like, okay, then you're gonna pay us our entire marketing budget back, which was $15 million. And then they charged them a fee.
and then they charged a raw fee.
Right. So they're like, yo, we want the development of the game, the cost of marketing, and then the fee for making it exclusive, and then we'll give you exclusivity for 6 months. And then, like Ruben said, and then they paid another $20 million for Civilization 6 to be on Epic.
And all of it went to like a full package of 146 million.
Right. So that's crazy, man. Like, I mean, Take-Two is slick with it. They pretty much guaranteed their profits, and then from there, they're just like, yeah, we'll give you a cut, whatever. It's like, oh, we don't care.
Yeah, like even if it didn't sell in any other platform, guess what? Epic paid us. That's crazy.
Definitely.
And then all those sales that they made on Epic, a portion of that goes to Take-Two anyways, right?
Yeah. Epic only gets 12%.
Yeah.
Like they want it, yeah.
I wonder what's Tim Sweeney's plan at the end of the day.
Oh, he said it. He said that they're gonna keep doing it because they just want people to be brought to the platform. And then those will be converted into actual sales. But are they gonna keep doing stuff like Borderlands? Maybe.
Yeah, like if they do like big AAA games all the time, bro, man. It could work. It could work. Can I get a fucking cart?
Yeah, I mean, remember they did get Kingdom Hearts. That's pretty big. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, to get a PlayStation exclusive, like,
they didn't get Kingdom Hearts 3. They just got the
Wait, do you want to buy it for the full price though?
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they get 3. Yeah, but they sold it at a regular price.
A regular price. You don't want that thing.
Square's not gonna let that happen, bro.
No, he's gonna let that happen.
But they took it.
That thing has to be free.
Yeah, like Kingdom Hearts was a PlayStation exclusive for a long time. Kingdom Hearts 3 was the first time it wasn't. Well,
yeah, but nobody's gonna pay full price for that.
I think people pay full price for 3, but not the other ones. I think the other ones that you're asking too much. I don't care if it's HD remake or not. Like they look when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, Epic.
No, I think
already shot themselves in the foot. I mean, not Epic, but Square Enix already shot themselves in the foot because it's like you release. Like, how you gonna release a collection? And then release a collection again, but with a slightly different one.
They release a collection of a collection of a collection.
Right.
And they say,
but yeah, you know what? That last collection, not including 3, because there is another collection including 3, that was sold on Epic Store for full price. Like, that wasn't discounted.
You don't even have to go. You should take a look at 2. It's a travesty. You have 2, and you got 2.5, and you got 2.5 remix. and he got 2.8, and he got the story so far, and it's just like, come on, my guy, like, stop. Like, just
Nobody's
stop.
gonna buy your
I'm just
thing.
surprised they didn't port in the DS versions.
They did.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
they
said
did?
2.8, I think.
Yeah,
Was
it's a
Dream
2.8.
Drop so Dream Drop Distance is part of the 2.5?
Yeah, and Chain of Memories.
Yeah, Chain of
Oh,
Memories.
okay.
Yeah. Chain of Memories. All the PSP ones, all that stuff. The story so far, it's all of the Kingdom Hearts games.
You know what's crazy? Kingdom Hearts 1, then it's Kingdom Hearts 2, then it's Kingdom Hearts. What the fuck? 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 Chain of Memories. What the fuck? What the fuck? 3.
Yeah.
And the story is worse. The story.
And
is
the
more
reason why I mentioned Chain of Memory because that was actually a really good fucking game.
Dream Drop Distance was pretty good as well.
Chain of Distance beat shit.
Dream Drop Distance was the only true sequel between all those games.
Yeah,
everything else
pretty much.
Sequel, but yo, that game is so frustrating.
It's on the DS.
Just because it was on the 3DS. Oh my fucking god!
I played that game to the death.
Right? I was playing it, and I literally stopped playing because I couldn't beat this one boss simply because the controls were so garbage. I'm like, I'm not playing.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me towards like the end. I think like it's after you beat like Aqua or some shit like that. I don't even remember.
Oh man,
like
I could not. You're a trooper. You are a true gamer.
But I quit. Like I had to step away from it for like 4 months, come back to it, and then I beat it.
I
just like, fuck that.
Yeah, he took the longest break ever.
I think I was on the third boss, and after that, because these damn controls, I'm like, I'm not doing this, brother.
Okay.
There's no reason.
So
this game is beat.
So we keep talking about Epic. Let's move on to the skins thing. Obviously they had planned or releasing a skin for Samus.
Yeah, and one of their slides. So like like they had Kratos, they had Master Chief. One of the big top skins that they wanted to have in a game was Samus from Metroid.
Yeah, but I think that was I was listening to Maximilian dude, and he was like, that is something that's probably would be an impossible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
because
Nintendo's gonna be like, nope.
Well,
no.
Well, it's not. Well, yeah, they would say no, but they would say no because they don't want Samus on different platforms.
No, exactly.
They don't want Samus on PlayStation. They don't want Samus on an Xbox. They just want it specifically on.
Yeah, it will have to be on the Switch only. So that goes against Epic's model, which is cross-play everywhere. I was surprised Kratos was able to get Kratos in there.
Right.
Play Kratos everywhere else, even Aloy.
Right.
But I think it can happen, but Epic will have to be like, yo, how much money you want?
I think I'm pretty sure they're gonna talk like $500,000.
But
it will really help.
Yes, that's what Max was saying. He was just like, but if they were to do it, it would be the biggest marketing ploy for people to get hyped for the game.
And no matter what people say, Fortnite's still a huge game. It's still selling.
I think I think they would allow it, but it's going to be a Switch exclusive.
It will have to be a Switch exclusive.
Didn't they do a Switch exclusive skin? In Fortnite. Yeah, they did. I remember. Oh, Max was saying that they released like a skin.
Yeah,
that was
when it was first launched. Yeah, when it was first launched.
Switch.
But
I think it was the blue and red.
Yeah, blue and red character. Yeah.
The nasty one.
Nasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nintendo's not so easy to convince.
It was.
Yeah, because Max was talking about it, and he's like, well, they do have Switch exclusive skins, so like if they were to do it, it would only probably just be on the Switch.
Right.
Question: because there's crossplay, would you see someone on Switch using this skin?
I guess you would. Yeah.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Yes, you could, because remember the whole Samsung. Oh, they have done a Samsung exclusive stuff.
Yeah, the Galaxy
exclusive.
The Galaxy skin.
Did they eventually move over to consoles?
Nope. You have to buy the phone.
Yeah. The only way you can have it is if your account was activated on a Galaxy phone. I know.
And then you can just play it on your Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, I know, because at that time I worked at Target, and everyone would come in on a Galaxy phone that was on display and just log in.
Wow.
I tried doing that T-Mobile. Not a lot of you.
This was before they realized they could just download an emulator on a computer and get the skin.
Yes, I tried doing that too. It didn't work.
But
But interesting.
we do have different skills. Like
I
we
mean,
do
look, man. Just let it happen, and then like that's it. Just stop. Just let it free market.
Well, we talk about like huge amount of money.
We talk about Nintendo here, though. Nintendo is stubborn as fuck.
Yeah.
Even Naruto is a far fetched. Just because
not so much. Not so much.
No,
yeah, but I see it as a far fetched just because it is like we talked about it before, right? With like Power Rangers, and then because it is on different platforms, right? Where you would run into problems is internationally because of
here it's fine because Japan.
Here, right, exactly. But because it goes internationally, that's where you start having problems.
They don't need it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's one where I'm also on that when I'm looking at the list is one that's kind of like far fetched.
I see what you're saying.
I doubt it. I see more. I can see that they get more permission for Naruto than Sam.
Yeah, I mean, I see them hashing that out though if it's Fortnite. But yeah, like if you guys don't know, we could just run down all these skins. So one is Samus Aran from Metroid, Naruto from Naruto, Katniss Everdeen from what's I think Hunger Games, the Bride from Kill Bill. That's the main character in the yellow. Yeah, Snake Pice. Was it Plissken?
Snake Plissken. Yeah.
Yeah, that's from Escape from LA, Escape from New York, and John McClane is from. Yes, or did I get that last one right? Pretty sure.
John McClane. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what those like. I don't know how many people care about the last two because those movies are old.
Yeah, I don't know if even people even care about Katniss. Like that hasn't been relevant in a while.
People care more about Kill Bill.
I mean, the Bride again
because Kill Bill is a cult classic,
but it's pretty old too.
Care about that.
I mean, like
but
out of all of those, Kill Bill stands out the most.
It does, but also like you know how like
no, I'm talking about the movies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. But like you know how like and Ken has a point because also Kill Bill is more like for us adults that like have that nostalgia, right? But like really Fortnite is like almost their whole player base is kids, right? Or younger adults.
Yes.
So it's just like they didn't really grow up watching those movies.
And then if you notice most of the like pop culture skins are in there recently.
That's why like when John Wick came out, it made more sense because it was more like it happened not too long ago.
There you go.
I forgot about. I seen this recently. Yeah,
this is the skin that's about to come out. This cat.
That's sick as fuck.
Oh yeah, the buff cat. Remember?
Sick as fuck, man. That's have Popeye in this motherfucker, yo. Yo, I need Yosemite Sam. I need that.
Good luck with that. Finding out one.
Yeah, I know, right?
I need Yosemite Sam.
You might as well ask for a Pepe Le Pew too.
But yeah, so that's the skin.
Yo, Microsoft, let's get Doom guy in this bitch.
Oh yeah, Microsoft now, huh?
Yeah, let's get Doom guy in here, and then let's get some dragons from Skyrim. All right.
Let's move on to the next story, I guess. So this has to do with Discord. So
So remember Microsoft and Discord.
Discord said nah, but then PlayStation say, "Oh, let me invest in."
But Sony's investing in it. They're not buying it. They're investing.
Yeah, they're investing.
So we could say, can we say that it's coming to Sony?
Yeah, it's literally because they're investing to put it on PlayStation.
They need it.
Yeah.
Everybody
just
yeah, that PlayStation's party chat is so terrible, bro.
Yeah, it's been like PlayStation online services has been trash since it started.
Yeah.
Like it's in some cases it's worse than Nintendo, but Nintendo and Sony are down there. When I tell you Microsoft is leagues ahead of them in this department, it is leagues ahead of them in this department.
The Discord would have been amazing on this.
But that's been a fact for a while that Microsoft servers are way better than.
Yeah, the thing is that Microsoft built their ecosystem with online in mind. Mm-hmm. And they did that way before Gen 6. They did that way before Gen 7. They started in Gen 6.
Yeah. But Gen 7 is when it really took off. And you can tell
Sony didn't have none of that shit built in the beginning. So
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, no, they got caught off guard. Like Nintendo and Sony got caught off guard. They just tacked it on at the last second because they had to compete.
Garbage.
How are they gonna implement it to Discord? Making an app on the PlayStation?
Yeah, it'll just be an app. You just log into it. It'll probably be something that when you log into PlayStation, it logs you into Discord if you want to or some shit like that.
So basically, you're gonna. But don't you have to link your Discord with the PlayStation, right?
That's
Most
not-
likely, yeah, most likely.
But Sony wants to they want to create a community with their PlayStation within Discord and stuff like that. That's pretty much what they're doing. Honestly, you might see a hostile takeover.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, you might see a hostile takeover. Like it's a little like I'm gonna invest this much and then invest a little bit more, a little bit more.
Yeah,
We on Discord, yeah.
well, they gotta accept the money. And they gotta accept the conditions too.
True that. That's true.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is good for Sony. I'm not gonna lie to you. Discord is the best, communication device service right now. So
yeah, I mean, I'm glad they admitted that they're bad in this department.
Hopefully they do it faster because
go ahead, Ruben.
People who are playing on the PC and they have a friend playing on the PS4, right?
Yeah.
The people had to use their phone just to be on Discord, just to play.
That's the crazy thing is, like on Switch and PlayStation, most people, even on Xbox nowadays, most people just go on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even use the in-thing party chats anymore.
This is the best one. You just jump in, jump out, jump
Exactly.
in.
You don't have. Remember back in the day on Xbox, you'd be like, "I invited you, bro. I didn't get it. I invited you, bro.
I hated that. I hated that.
Bro, I can't hear you, bro. Oh my."
Yeah.
It was such a 360 days was a travesty for gaming. Like, we went through trial and error during that era. Man, it's crazy. It's so crazy.
Just to talk to somebody else.
Yeah, but it was so revolutionary because you didn't do it. It was never done before. So,
well, it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with them when Discord bringing this shit to Sony. But talking about Sony,
Sony's gonna be able to. Sony players are gonna be having more fun playing on Discord.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted for a while, anyway. Remember?
Yeah. I wanted that shit on Xbox just so it could be easier.
But fuck Xbox. Anyways, talking about Sony, what about that last one they have over?
This
they're dumb. Start selling the digital copy for more money.
They said, "Oh, we like what Epic is doing."
They're pretty much they took away every online code from retailers and say, "Nah, you can't sell anymore. Only we sell digital copies." And it's and the thing is, the reason why you sold the game at $70, $60, right? Is because you got to pay the middleman and all that stuff. But on digital, there is no middleman. Now I get it, MSRP competition and shit like that, but there is no middleman in digital. It's just the developers and your server.
Right.
So why is it full price?
Yeah, but bump the price.
But yeah, so they're getting sued because they're saying that they have a monopoly. They're doing a whole monopoly that only their exclusive games you can buy them digitally on PlayStation. You can't go buy codes for cheap anywhere else, which is usually what people would do because they don't want to pay a full price for some games. It's me.
That's everyone, bro.
And
the only thing you can do is buy the hard copy.
Well, I don't understand. Don't they gotta order these codes in? So don't Sony get their money regardless?
Essentially, but I think that's well, not necessarily because the amount that a retailer would pay for the codes is going to be different from the amount that we would pay.
But don't they just have to want to get rid of the middleman?
Essentially, yeah, it's like what Ruben said. They're essentially getting rid of the middleman. The thing is,
and they want to get all the profit. Yep.
Right, and so I think the reason this popped up most likely, I'm just taking a guess. I didn't read the article. I'm gonna assume it's because it has something to do with the $70 price tax.
Yes.
Yeah. So because I don't see why anyone would have cared otherwise, but yeah. So essentially, I'm guessing they're suing because doing what Josh just described, taking the codes away from everyone else, essentially allows them to charge $70 with zero competition. So you can't get it for $60 even if you want it for $60. But what it also means is that you couldn't even get it for if you can never even really go down in price if they don't want it to.
Exactly.
Only
physical.
Yeah, and
Physical,
so this is very interesting. I want to see how this lawsuit goes because I'm pretty sure.
There's
So
not a lot.
the thing is, when it comes to digital codes, technically Nintendo does this,
Yeah, they do that. It even says in the article they do the exact same thing.
right? But the thing is that Nintendo also sells physical copies of all their games. So
Yeah, it was
right, so
Sony stopped. They removed all the physical codes back in 2019, but Nintendo's been doing this for a while. But Sony still sells physical copies. That's the thing. But
right,
it's like the thing is
if you want
that
it digital, you have to go through them.
yeah, but the thing is that they're selling a digital only machine. So those that got a digital only machine can't get those.
You're stuck.
You're stuck getting those $70 for that game for $70. And if that game's a piece of shit, guess what? No refunds.
Right, and I think that's going to be at the heart of the issue is the refunds, because it's like you said, if it's broken and there's really no other way to get the game, you're kind of forcing them to stick with a product that they were lied to.
They're calling an unlawful monopoly.
Right. I wouldn't go that far, to be honest.
That's what they're calling it.
yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think it's fair that people are upset, like because for the situation that Josh described, which is that if you do have a digital only machine, you can only get a digital, and the game is broken, and you pay $70 for it, and you can't get a refund. That will piss off a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
And so I think what would happen is that the only thing I can see in this lawsuit happening is that a court may force Sony to give refunds. Other than that, I can't really see anything wrong with taking a product that they made.
Yeah, they made and just put it on the machine.
Right, and say, hey, we're going to just sell this through our digital store.
But that's saying a more losing profit to PlayStation.
But the thing is,
because they're limiting the amount of outlets you can purchase, the games and shit.
Yeah, but the thing is that
they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
But it's affecting the whole one of the version of the console.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use Returnal as an example. They're like, oh, it's a $70 game that's not worth $70.
Right.
Question. So now I've been thinking about it. Because if they would take charge of digital sales, and they would say, like, even with digital codes, how like sometimes streamers are sponsored by like a game company, right, by Capcom or whatever, and they give away codes, right, and then sometimes those codes are even for PlayStation. Would that affect that as well?
What do you mean?
I don't get what you're saying.
So like how developers sometimes, like, let's say they partner up with a streamer, right?
Yeah.
And that streamer and the developer will give game codes to that streamer to give away, right? To like hype up the release of the game or whatnot. So, but sometimes those digital codes are for the PlayStation Store, so that they can download that game for free, right? Because it's a giveaway or whatnot.
Yeah.
Would that essentially affect that as well?
It shouldn't really
have the code.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the issue people have is, like I said, they're forced to buy it from the PlayStation Store. Like, there's no other way to get it. Like, I think that's where the issue is coming from. It's like, with the PlayStation Store really isn't a store because it doesn't abide by, a lot of the return policy that existed, or a lot of the laws that exist in the world about returns, right? And so it's like Josh said, if you're in a terrible situation and you're forced to buy this the way it is, then you're kind of stuck. The only problem is that I see is that you buy the digital only PlayStation knowing that you can't get a refund, knowing that you have to buy everything digital anyway. So you never really had an expectation to get it physical.
The crazy thing is, Sony did that on purpose, knowing that parents are gonna go for the cheaper machine for their kids.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it comes down to now. If there might be a case, I don't know, if Sony stopped making the disc console and it made exclusively the digital console, there might be a case. But then at the same time, it's hard to believe that you wouldn't be able to just say, "Hey, I'm not going to buy Sony's stuff."
Yeah.
To be honest, I think in the end, it's just really just hurting them in the long term.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit in these slides that are making that pretty much everyone who thought Sony was this amazing company that just offer you, no, they just want you.
That's really hilarious because they're getting hit on all sides. I mean, I think last a couple
and
of weeks we've been exploring. Japanese developers feel that Sony is abandoning Japan. And that they're focusing on the Western market because I think they moved their headquarters to California.
Yeah, all their headquarters are in the West now.
Right.
But you can tell they've been slowly moving out of Japan. You just look at their games. It's
Yeah,
Western targeted games.
And that's the thing, right? Because now you have Xbox moving to focusing on the East. And we've seen this story play out with Nintendo, right? It's when developers jumped ship to Sony, it gave the PlayStation 1 a huge boost. And now you give them a reason to jump to Xbox, they'll jump to Xbox. Like
you might start seeing a lot of JRPGs start coming back, like the 360 days on the Xbox.
Right. Of course, I mean, and then on top of that, like you see, like Sony, Nintendo is extremely competitive in Japan. Like, it's not like here where it's like sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. A lot of times, their consoles sell pretty well.
Yeah, and if you think about it, right, this is a great opportunity for Microsoft to come in and buy some studios. Like, oh, Sony abandoned us. Well, we only got Microsoft. Okay, buy us.
Right. I think they would go Nintendo first, but if Microsoft really gave a decent offer, I think that'd take. But yeah, so I mean, this creates open for Microsoft. I don't know what Sony is thinking. It creates open to Microsoft in the weakest market. That's kind of great.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Let's move into bashing Microsoft now, I guess. No, bashing Microsoft.
No, this is still part of the whole Epic and fucking Apple.
Yeah. The PlayStation was just a small break.
Yeah. So Microsoft. So now because Microsoft had a few with Apple too, because Apple didn't allow Game Pass on the iOS because it's like competition, whatever, right? So now you have to go through the browser to play Xcloud on iOS, right?
Yeah.
So what happened is that Microsoft was saying that how come they took our platform out, but they kept another streaming platform out on it, which is called Shadow. Shadow is a streaming service, and that is in the cloud. But the only difference is that Shadow uses your Steam library in order to play your games. After that whole thing happened, then Apple took it down.
Yep.
So then Shadow was just like, chill, bro. Shut up, bro. Just chill.
Here's the thing, right? That takedown is not permanent.
Yeah, it is like it's not permanent. That meaning that they're gonna put it somewhere.
It was moved last year, though.
It was moved a few times, but even the one they just removed it, it's not permanent.
Yeah, it's gonna come back.
What's the point of removing it?
Yeah, I think what it was is just that. To be honest, it's looking like that Microsoft might win this case against Apple. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like
that looks real sus.
Right, it's like you have a stream app that's virtually identical.
It's the same shit, bro.
Right.
Well, you know what they were what case they made is like, well, you make your games on that does Shadow just plays games from a different platform. Who cares? You're still streaming someone else's games
from a different platform.
It's the same shit.
Yeah, so I think it's looking like Microsoft might win because that's clearly
they're shooting themselves in the foot.
It seems like it's just biased against Microsoft.
It is,
yeah.
It's like Microsoft is already such a big company. They don't want.
Also think about it, right? Microsoft and the iOS is probably like the biggest, OSs in the world.
Yeah, that was the original console war.
Yeah, Linux is on the side just chilling, minding his own fucking business, and there's other OSs that we just don't know about. But it's like it's Windows, iOS, Linux, and then if you put Linux aside, it's just iOS and Microsoft just duking it out.
Right. It seems like because Microsoft is just a bigger company, and like they don't want them to be like, hey, we making money off the iPhone too, like. That's what it seems like. Why would you take one streaming service and then say nah to another one?
Yeah,
it doesn't really make sense to me.
And if you think about it, like, yes, Epic is they have a wrong and a right in their arguments, but this also proves Epic's point is like that there's a monopoly where it's like they're only favoring their applications and they're just making it harder for other applications to be on that platform.
Yeah, they're essentially stifling competition.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they're doing. It's like because it's like you can't justify Shadow being there but not XCloud. Like, there's no way you can have you could justify that. Like one streaming service is okay, but another streaming service is not. Like,
Yeah, and it's virtually the same thing. Like, come
right?
on.
You can't really choose that. Now, if they are able to make a difference, then
Now, because it's Apple's platform, do they have the right to allow and not allow whatever the fuck they want because it's literally their platform?
I'm gonna say no. And the reason why I say no is because the iPhone is so widespread, right? And then they block every other platform. You can really only download apps from the Apple Store, right? It's like you can't, because the way I see it is that if you make an open platform, you can't then choose to close it when it's convenient to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't pick and choose. Like it's either open or it's not, right? I mean, it's not really open, right? It's curated.
You still gotta go through process,
right? It's curated, but the thing is that if a product with better quality than what you already have on there, right? And I'm not saying that Xcloud is better than Shadow in that way, but I'm saying if a product with a better quality coming there or better name recognition comes along, and you decide like, hey, this one that's lesser quality is good enough to be there, but then the better quality one is not. That's very suspicious. I mean, this happened with Spotify, where where it's like Apple, they had their music streaming services, which was they didn't charge themselves a fee.
Of course not.
But then Spotify had to pay an extra fee. So then you had Apple come over there. It's like, oh, you don't get Spotify, get ours for like $3 cheaper. And it's like, well, that's not fair because you made this platform.
You're controlling the competition,
right? It's that you're giving yourself an unfair advantage. I feel it's the same way with this, where it's just like, you have one Shadow, which is saying, hey, you can put this on here, stream any games you want. But then Microsoft comes along, like, hey man, here's the Xcloud. You're like, nah, we don't like it because the game, we don't have controls over which game are being streamed. But it's like you don't have any control of that with Shadow either. So,
exactly. And remember, this was going on with a dead platform that they decided to kill with a shotgun. Stadia, same thing too.
Exactly. So it's like that's why I don't. Yeah, I think that probably has something to do with it. Like they probably don't want Microsoft to pick up where they failed. Well, not them, but where Google failed.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's crazy, man. I think it's just because it's Microsoft. To be honest, that's what it's looking like.
Microsoft.
Yeah, and also they think that because that app, like Game Pass, right? It allows you to access another app store, so they don't get a cut from that store. Right. The Shadow doesn't have an app store because you're just streaming games from the cloud that you own. That's really it.
Right.
That was one of the arguments they made too.
The app store in that case would be Steam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's how they're finding because like
it's literally the same thing, just different scenarios.
I'm not entirely sure, but isn't the Steam app available on iPhone and all that?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So you can access the marketplace from iPhone.
Well, Apple said like, oh, we're not using Steam in their app. That's why they took Shadow out.
Disconnected.
Yeah, so that's what they took Shadow out because Shadow was linked with
Yeah, but either way, like
the Steam mobile is currently on iOS.
Yes.
Yeah, so this trial with Epic and Apple are expected to go on until like the end of May.
Oh, it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute.
It's supposed to end this month.
So that's still a long time.
All right, but it's even further than that. Weren't they just fighting for the Xcloud, like you said? The Project Xcloud, they want to be.
Because Microsoft wants to put Gamepad on iOS so that because you don't really buy. You could buy games on Game Pass, but it's like you can't really play the games on the iOS. It's through the cloud that you're playing those games. And then if you want to play native, you go play it on your machines. Your native machine, your computer, or the Xbox.
and Steam Link is allowed on the app.
It is, yeah. But they denied it for a while. It wasn't until
they were denying it. Like, no, we don't have another.
They did. So it's literally the same shit. It's literally the exact same shit.
Yeah.
So right now they're just being choosy. I think it's because Microsoft is literally their fucking rival when it comes to this shit. But I don't think it's fair. I think if you're gonna have, like you said, if you're gonna have an open source, an open store, free reign.
Free reign.
And if not, if you don't want it to be that way, make it private, and then
for everybody. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, let's just for the sake of moving the conversation. Obviously, Microsoft still wants their Xcloud thing, app application, whatever.
They want to own platforms, and There's still rumors that they want to put it on the Switch, and they think there was like documents. I don't have proof of that, but it's a rumor that there was talks about putting it on a Switch. I think it's gonna be on a Switch.
You think
within the
that's a
year.
successful like thing to pursue, to keep
Yes.
pursuing?
Oh, hell yeah. Do you not see this?
No, but like what company or what platform is going to allow this to happen?
Oh, you could put it on smart TVs, bro. You could put it on the only console that's not on right now is the Switch and the PlayStation. I'm pretty sure that if not PlayStation, it will end up on the Switch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost sure it's going to end up on a Switch, and the reason why I say that is because after the gigantic failure that was the Wii U, Nintendo has taken an emphasis to putting games on the Switch,
Yeah.
and I think because this new Switch, this new console is more of a handheld than a console than a home console.
Mhm.
I think that it kind of aligns with what Nintendo wants in the overall scheme of things. Is that they just want games, and Game Pass brings a lot of games,
Mhm.
and it's not really a competition to Microsoft because, like I said, it's a handheld. And to be honest, I don't see this as a downside at all for Nintendo. I mean, you get for the Switch, you get access to the exclusivity of Nintendo games,
Think about it.
plus Xbox games.
That's more hardware sales
Yeah.
for them that they
Right.
profit off of.
Right, and then Game Pass is Game Pass, so Microsoft makes money from it. So
And
I
I'm
don't
pretty sure there'll be some kind of deal where it's like, however people download whatever, or however many purchases of like subscription that's made on this platform, whatever, we get a certain amount of
Right.
cut. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, but Microsoft and Nintendo have been goody two shoes as of late. If this was 10 years ago, I would not believe you. I would not.
But yeah, I think that comes down to just what I think right now their interests align. Microsoft wants to soup up its brand by
Mhm.
putting out as far as it can go, especially in the East. Nintendo has a good chunk of dominance in the East, and they
but
want
the
as
thing
many games
is-
as possible. It aligns too well not to do that.
And also,
Yeah.
Microsoft doesn't care about console sales. So if they get more subscriptions, that's really all they care about.
But Nintendo's notorious for not getting good deals like these.
Well,
But
Or
that was
because
before-
they get their
Switch.
ego on their way. I was like, no,
yeah,
we're not gonna
but
bet them.
when it comes to the Switch, bro, it's been completely different. Look at all these games that you never thought would be
Yeah,
on the
but
Switch.
this is different.
Never.
This is a partnership with another console.
I mean, not only that, but they've licensed out a lot of their IPs this time around, more than people were expecting. I mean, a lot of indie developers have been using Nintendo franchises, especially Legend of Zelda, in their games lately.
No,
I remember.
the only way I could believe this happening, the only way I could believe this actually having an opportunity to happen, if Nintendo will be open to bringing other stuff to their console. For example, the skin with
They did.
Samus.
They did. I mean, they brought Super Lucky Tale to the Switch. That was an Xbox.
Ori, Blindfold,
Was it Xbox?
Cuphead.
Cuphead was Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
They have brought a lot of games.
No, but
from-
like having partnerships like that where they're open to work with other people and say,
No, they have
let's do this on crossplay. Bullshit.
Yeah, Apex.
Yeah,
Apex
and
too.
and then obviously
Overwatch,
Fortnite.
Overwatch, Fortnite,
Fortnite.
But that's it. But
Fortnite,
it's not like
Fortnite legit had his own Switch.
Minecraft.
Yeah. They've been doing a lot of deals this gen, bro.
Yeah, this gen is a little different. You can tell, like you
Yeah,
feel
like
it.
the Switch has mad deals they've been doing. Bethesda deals, Ubisoft, Capcom, EA deals. Like you would have never thought they make deals with EA.
Yeah,
Like they've been doing a lot of deals, man. You just haven't been seeing it. There's a lot of deals been going on with Nintendo. Look at Nintendo and Microsoft. Like Microsoft have stuff on their platform. They got Banjo on Plus Smash. That's a Microsoft own IP.
yeah.
okay, So we'll see what happens with them because I don't know
Yeah,
how well you're gonna be able to play games on the Switch like that.
Well, it's Xcloud, so you're not really playing it on the Switch.
Streaming.
You're streaming the game.
You also have to
Oh, you
understand, in Japan, there is already a streaming service on the Switch.
Wait, hold
Right.
on. But
It's just that our internet sucks.
But the Switch doesn't even have a Bluetooth.
Yeah,
You
it does.
don't need Bluetooth stream games.
No.
You see,
It was
like-
like a different controller besides the one that.
Oh,
You can use Xbox on the Switch.
Yeah, they introduced that like a couple months ago.
Yeah, you can use your Xbox controller on the Switch. And you don't need
Really?
to use the Switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it, right? Wait.
Yeah.
But how you can do it now? You have to buy like a separate.
No, you gotta pay.
Nah, you just connect it like normal.
That's a bullshit. All right.
It has Bluetooth connectivity. It's just for controllers, not like headsets.
You see,
Okay.
you see this Microsoft, you just got a customer.
Yeah,
That's
like you
some
can
BS.
go on your Switch and use your Xbox controller, bro. It's
That's some
man.
BS.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, like I said, like that the dumbest shit. Like you can't even use a wireless headset.
Yeah,
Um,
you can't use your Bluetooth headset.
Yeah,
That's the only dumb
that's the
thing.
only bad thing about the Switch. It's like, wait, you just don't Bluetooth in this thing? Even the fucking PSP had one.
Yeah, like there is Bluetooth. It's just only
Not
to
for that.
control peripherals. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
But it's great. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think it's gonna happen in one way or
So-
another. The next big move they need to do, because it's still technically moving beta, because now I think you can play it. I think it's iOS that is in beta. Yeah, you can use it. You can play on iPad right now in the browser. I think sooner or later they're gonna move it to TV, smart TVs. You're gonna have a Game Pass app on smart
Yeah,
TV.
that's the smart thing. The smartest thing you can do is put Xcloud on Xcloud on
No, just put it's gonna be Game Pass, and then you just play it through the cloud once you go in.
yeah. That's what I say. That's the smartest thing you do. Put it on TVs. Put it on TVs. Put it on like streaming
And
sticks.
have it built in to the TV. Like have a deal with Samsung or some shit, and it's built into the TV. So when you turn on that TV, you see Game Pass. Like, oh shit, I want to play some games real quick.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
I mean, it's smart TVs, but you can see like every one of them you buy, they're already trying to get into the gaming thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Where you can play with the stupid little controllers they bring in. Yeah,
It's trash. Like
Yeah.
if Microsoft can make these deals with these TV providers, like they're good because everyone owns a TV.
Yeah,
And it's a smart TV nowadays too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
I can see that happening. I
No.
think Game Pass is like I was saying last year. Game Pass is the future.
No. So, like, let's keep talking about Xbox and Nintendo for a while. Obviously, there's some expectations that Xbox had before for 2020, right? They said that they were expecting Breath of the Wild to come out during that time, or into 2021 or something like that.
They were expecting the big hitters, Breath of the Wild
Metro
2,
Prime.
Bayonetta 3,
Prime
Prime
4.
4. No lie, a lot of people thought that these games were gonna come out last year, but if you
They
don't,
didn't.
you know better. Come on, listen, you know they weren't gonna come out last year, but
At best, these are gonna come out holiday this year. At
yeah,
best.
but
Nah, they're gonna delay until next year.
the thing is, they thought it was gonna come out last year. You think that's the reason why they pushed for Halo to come out and all that shit? I don't think so.
I mean, I think that's why. Because the thing is that it's like I said, you can't let Nintendo run away with it because you see what happens when they do.
That's
Like
true.
they end up selling 20, 30 million copies of a game, and then they're in the news for like 40 years.
Uh-huh.
Or like that's how it works with Nintendo. Like if you let it happen, it'll happen for a long
Look at
time.
the summer. They literally give them the summer.
I
to
mean,
Nintendo.
just look at Horizon Zero Dawn. Like it came out a week before Legend of Zelda. As soon as Legend of Zelda came out, no one talked about Horizon.
That's true.
Not a single soul. Everyone was just like, "Oh, you get the Switch for the Zelda game." This is why. Like, if they come out all three of these, well, first of all, going back during the pandemic, the Switch already dominated all of the consoles. Pretty much that entire year, no other console sold more than the
Animal
Switch.
Crossing.
Yeah, I
Animal
mean,
Crossing.
I'm not even talking about the games. I'm talking about just the Switch itself, the console.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
And so that's the
Just
first thing.
remember beginning of pandemic, it was so hard to find.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was almost like it just released again, and it already dominated. And then the games like Animal Crossing dominated too. Like that whole year, just it was like for the first time they were selling so much that Nintendo actually had to go back and fix Smash Bros. Online. Think about that for a second. All right.
And they gave an old ass game that was 3 years old. Not an old ass game, but it's been 3 years old, and they gave it online.
Right, there's Super Mario Party. So it's like if you give them the holiday season at the time at which most Americans and probably people around the world have or are willing to spend the most money, you pretty much just gave them the generation.
Yep.
Like, and it is pretty much what that is because you have no competition. Because Sony had no competition, right? They haven't released a game that was like big like that since Last of Us 2.
Yes.
And then Microsoft ain't got nothing. We already know. I mean, I guess Sony had Miles Morales, but most
Yeah.
people, most people
Returnal
can
is
get
getting decent press.
Yeah.
For the game that it is, a lot of people didn't expect this game to get the press.
Oh, but that's normal for dry season too.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's like because remember 101? Yeah, everyone's talking about it until they weren't.
Yeah, that's true. And then
Yeah. The game died in the fire. Well, I guess it got remastered on PC, but
yeah, but that remaster, no one talked about it.
yeah, no one talked about
I played it. Oh my god.
The controller jank. And so so if Nintendo came out 2020, October you had Breath of the Wild 2, November you had Metroid Prime, December you had Bayonetta 3. it would have just cleaned the holiday season.
Yeah.
Like they probably would have pushed so many Switches, it would have been ridiculous.
I don't think Prime 4 would have sold would have moved consoles like that, but definitely
I
Breath of the Wild.
I think all three of them together would have pushed the consoles. Just the prospect of having all three of those games in that close proximity would have pushed a lot of consoles. Like just because the three of them together, like you're right, Prime alone probably won't, but having Breath of the Wild there, Breath of the Wild 2, it would have just like
Breath of the Wild and be like, oh, there's a Metroid game.
Exactly. They'll probably be like, oh, Breath of the Wild is the main attraction. Why not?
When Odyssey came, when the Switch came out, and then you had the Odyssey bundles, people went there for Odyssey, and it was like, oh, there's this game, let me grab that. This game, let me grab that.
Because why not? Like that's the thing. Why not? Like it's just if it's there, and that on top of that, games that tend to have sequels tend to do better. Not always, but they tend to do better because a lot of people just figure, hey, if it got to number 2 or 3 or 4, then the first one should have been good, right?
Yeah.
And so,
and then you get to Dead Space 3.
Yeah, we don't talk about this. but the thing is that like if you just gave them that lineup is not even like their all-star lineup, right? That's not even like the greatest games they can release at once.
Yeah.
Right. And that would have pushed a lot of consoles. And they already pushed a lot of consoles, right, last year in the holiday season. So just imagine with those 3 games there. Like, did any of you guys even remember the 3 games that came out last year?
Nope.
Exactly.
Well, Animal Crossing.
No, I'm talking about the last 3 months.
Last year?
Oh, Monster Hunter, right?
I don't know.
No, that's not last year. That's this year.
This year.
That was
Hyrule Warriors did come out last year.
That was November.
That's all I remember, bro. That's all I remember.
But that's the point. Indeed, now think about how many consoles they sold with just that. And now imagine with those 3 games, how much they would have sold.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's if they capitalize on doing that.
They don't have the capital. Nintendo doesn't have to capitalize on anything with its games. The game is the capitalize.
Yeah, the game pretty much sell themselves.
It's like I told you before, man. Just go back to 2014 when I think they were going to release their Last of Us Remastered. They're in May. They're going to release all these games in the summer, right? And then Nintendo came out and said, "Hey, guess what? Mario Kart 8, May 28th, 2014." You didn't see a single major release in the summer after that because of how powerful that game was.
Game developers have actually delayed games due to Nintendo releasing one game
because their games are too strong. Like I said, like Nintendo's games sell a lot. They do really well. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. Just go look at what happened with Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you heard of a game called the Stampedes for humans? Like Human Stampede. The last time you saw a Human Stampede.
Oh, damn.
Right? When's the last time you heard Super Mario Brothers flop?
Exactly.
Never.
Yeah, I mean, these guys they call Human Stampedes in multiple countries across the world. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, and then they even games that you didn't think would even matter, like Fire Emblem, the mobile game Fire Emblem, shot to like number 1 in the app.
That game is actually really good.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they release it and it just
it's crazy. Like, if you play these Nintendo mobile games aside from Mario Run, that game is basura. But like Dragalia Lost, really good game. The mobile Fire Emblem game, really good game. Pokemon Masters EX, that's a really good fucking game for like a mobile Pokemon game. If y'all haven't tried Pokemon Masters, play it. It's really fucking good. It's really good for what it is. And they actually have voiceovers, bro. Real live voiceovers. I can't even get that in the fucking game.
I think the last one they put it was Professor Oak.
Yeah, but it's like I said, man. Like you take a look at it, and they release their games. It does really well. They sell really well. The DLC sells really well. I think they just released Pokemon Snap, and that's doing really well. They released Mario 3D World, which is a remake with a little bit extra DLC on the side. That sold really well. They released 3D All Stars in September.
Simulator.
It's not even a remake. It's pretty much just an emulator with the 3 games on it. That sold really well.
It was like limited edition.
Right, that sold really well. And so it was just like, it's crazy, man. Like the games sell. Like you can't deny that. Right?
Yeah,
You can't deny that. And so, like, if you guys are wondering, the October 2020 release was Pikmin 3, and the December one was Fitness Boxing.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and both of those sold well.
Of course,
And
Pikmin sold well.
but I'm saying, like, think about Hyrule Warriors, a Dynasty Warriors game, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, a game that has never sold well, and Fitness Boxing, a game most people didn't even know existed.
Uh-huh.
You push that many consoles during the holiday season. Imagine Breath of the Wild 2 Prime 4 Bandit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, it was gonna be crazy. So.
All right, since we're still on the topic of Nintendo, and this is kind of it's about Pokemon and stuff like that. So Walmart and even Target remove trading cards from their
Why? Because people start stealing it, opening steal the
people.
card.
Started.
It's been like, bro, where you been, bro?
Apparently, there's been fights at these WalMarts. And also there's a lot of theft that goes on. Technically, they don't lose anything because the whatever they is that spot is getting rented out, but I don't know if Walmart gets a cut.
Yeah.
They
So the way it works for trading cards at most stores is that Walmart's payment is the rent that they charge on that shelf space, and then the trading card companies sell it there, like put it there, and then they get that money. And so essentially they're paying Walmart and Target and all these places for like the distribution or the ability to distribute it. So like the checking it out, the bagging it, the putting it on the shelves, all that stuff. But they are the ones responsible for sending the allocation, putting out like make sure the display is up there and all that stuff. So yeah, they the employees at Target and Walmart take care of the grunt work, but for the
they don't do it.
It's up to the company.
Yeah. So recently, there's been a lot of because of the demand that is trading card games, Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Yu-Gi-Oh. There's been a lot of fights for people trying to get these shit early. There's even employees that would just before the stores open, they'll just go grab a bunch of cards and throw in a basket, and then customers see that and they start bitching at the customers, and they get to a fight. Not the customers, they get into a fight with the employee saying, "You can't do that. You're gonna lose your job." And it's like I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I think one of the famous ones that happened was I think they call it the Wizard. I think he was one of the most.
What?
So it was this old guy with an apparently very nice beard who went into, I think it was a Walmart or a Target, and he stole like some trading cards, like a lot of trading cards. And then he walked out, but they had like a picture of him because the cameras that exist in these stores are really good. They had like pictures of him and video of him stealing the cards. And so they're looking for him now, but they call him the Wizard because of his beard. So they
behave. I know that the demand is high, but you can't be beating people up for some fucking cardboard. Like,
I mean, and that's really the thing is because of the money. I mean, like if you work retail over like a special release, especially for stuff like this, it get kind of crazy. Because I think I told the story before, but I'll tell it again for people who didn't hear it, which is that I worked at Target, then the whole Funko Pop craze, and one time we had it was a Target. It was the Iron Spider, the Iron Spider with the little things in the back, and our allocation from this particular store I work at was only 6. So we had like a line of maybe like 30 people, and we only had 6. And so they lined up in front of the store, and they were like, "Hey, why are these guys here?" I was like, "It's probably for the Funko Pop," and of course it was. So just to make sure, they had me there, and they had a manager sitting right next to me, just in case someone got an attitude. And so I'm giving it out, say, hey, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one. And we run out. And I say, hey, this is the last one. Might as well go home. You hear the obvious, oh, and they leave. Maybe like an hour later, dude comes rolling in. He's saying, hey, do you have the Iron Spider? I'm like, no, we sold out. We only got 6. And he was like, can you check the back? I was like, no, that's a special release. They put it in the front. I know we don't have it anymore. We only got 6. He's like, I want you to go check the back because I want to make sure you guys have it.
Oh, I remember.
And I was just like, we don't have it. I know that for a fact. And he's like, wow. And one of my coworkers come along. I tell him like, hey, do we have any more of those things? He's like, no, we don't have any more. I'm like, see, I told you. And he's like, "Oh well, I don't want to take your word for it because sometimes the employees put it in the back." And we were just like, "We don't really care about that toy. We don't. If we wanted it, we would have got it way before the store opened anyway, because we could buy it before the street.
You're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Right? And so we could have bought it like last night before you even had a chance to buy it." And he started getting like really upset. He's like, "Nah, man, you guys like stealing. Like you just don't want to give it to me. Blah 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 blah." So he comes to talk to the manager. So the manager's busy, so it takes like 30 minutes of just arguing with him. And then the manager comes, and then she shows him the exact same information we showed him, and it was like, "Hey, we don't have this anymore." And he's like, "All right," and he leaves, which is ridiculous.
That's a dumbass move for the customer.
Of course,
Wasted 30 minutes.
and then you have the Marriott people who come in, say, "Hey, can I get this early? Can I buy that early? Can I?" And I was like, "No, you can't buy it early. I can buy it early, but you can't buy it early." And so,
You'd be like, "Come on, man, I'll hook you up. Like, here's $5."
right? And it was funny because I remember there was one guy like we had. It's actually funny because it was the Funko Pop that I gave to Andres, the Scrooge McDuck, the big one. And so they came in, and by mistake they put the box out on the counter, and it was open. And so when I came in, you had like people looking at the box with the Scrooges in it, and they wanted one of the Scrooges. And I was like, "Oh, I can't sell these this before the street date." And the one guy was actually like, "Okay, can you give it tell it to me, please? Like it's my birthday." I was like, "I don't care if it's your birthday. Like I can't sell it to you before the street date. Like you're just gonna have to get over it." Like it gets really ridiculous for stuff like that.
Hey, people lie to their ass.
Yeah,
Birthday
that dude
cake.
lied his ass off at my birthday. Get the fuck out of there. So what do you think about this, Andres? You've been so silent. I need to hear you scream you loud and say, "Fuck this."
I mean, it is what it is. Like
Usually you're the one who's like, "Hell no."
We're one of the reasons why they took it down. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anonymous.
Because Kenneth, that's the type of person that Andres is. Is the one who goes and hammers the fucking. No, I want my shit right now.
I mean,
there's legitimate. There's sometimes legitimate grabs, right? Like there are places like because at any of these stores you're not really allowed to put it to the side when a customer asks for it. You can put it to the side, but if a customer asks for it, you have to give it to them.
Yeah.
And so there are times where like it will get kind of crazy. Like sometimes you'll find like something, and like the various employees will like say, "Hey, can I get what?" And then another employee like, "Can I get what too?" And then before you know it, there's like 12 of them to the side. Like, in that case, yeah, call the manager. But most of the cases, most of the employees don't care about it. Like we see this stuff every day. It's nothing new to us. Like no one cares. But when it comes to trading cards, it makes sense because one, they're really small and easy to put into your pocket, and then two, lately they've been just going crazy with prices, man. I mean, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago where PSA had to shut down its operation, taking new cards because so many people are getting just regular cards graded for like no reason.
Yeah, and now they actually sent an email maybe like a few days ago saying that they were gonna start considering continuing operations again. I mean, they took almost a 2-month hiatus. So
they
just
have millions of cards. They have to grade.
Yeah.
I mean, we submitted cards back in October, and it's still not even at the halfway phase of the grading process.
Yeah, I mean, some people are saying that the whole grading process from just how many people were doing it was good could take up.
Well, yeah, right, and it's crazy because we did it even before the whole hype started happening, and then all of a sudden, it's just like fuck, dude. Even the people before that submitted is just fucked because of everything that happened.
To help with
right. Well, they needed the 2 months because they had to expand their
facility?
like their facility, so they took down 2 months to like focus on the facilities and hiring new people.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy out here. I mean, especially during COVID.
And didn't they just bump the price up?
They did a shitload, a shitload, and that is what it is making people go to CGC to get their cards graded. And now CGC, not too long ago, announced that they would start grading Yu-Gi-Oh. So
Right.
they have Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh now, and they're the ones with the lowest entry of trying to grade a card
For
with
now.
the fastest. Well, at the moment, right, with the
Right.
fastest turnaround times. But even there are getting held back with the turnaround times.
Yeah, it's because it's just so many people wanting so many cards.
Yeah.
And it's like I said before, man. Like just to finish this off, this is not these services aren't meant for an average everyday common card that you could pull out any patch.
Which most people are sending.
Yeah, these are meant for really difficult to get, once in a lifetime cards. Maybe not once a lifetime, but
Something that's
definitely
like
acceptable.
you can only get like one per case type of shit, or like
Yeah.
you will never see this print ever again. That's
Right.
the type.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I understand if you open a base set and got cards,
Right.
you want those great, that's fine. But come on, man, Vivid Voltage, come on now, they're still printing that. What are you
Speaking
doing?
about
Hey, I submitted.
I looked up Vivid Voltage. I was looking at Pokemon Boosters box the other day. Vivid Voltage got print, and after they start the print, the booster boxes shut up to $300. Evolutions is $900 to $1,000 per booster.
Per booster.
The original one, right?
Booster?
The original Evolution set,
Yeah,
Right.
$900 to $1,000 per fucking booster.
yeah.
Mhm.
Darkness Ablaze is $300 per booster box. That's
Yeah,
The Unbroken Bonds one that I have right here is like almost the last time I checked was like $450, almost $500.
well, you better cash that in next year, boy.
But yeah, that's just trading cards.
No, you should steal
Yeah.
that, then sell it.
But I mean, just like you're seeing that, but I mean, you're seeing that with all grading services. I mean, you're even seeing that with comics. You're like, it's even to the point where like CGC bumped up their prices on the 28th because they needed to also expand their facilities, and then so their excuse to, raising the prices was because we have to expand our facilities, and then we have to hire people, and then when we hire people, we give them incentives. So we need to cover the incentives, so that's why we're bumping up our prices. And so just like, I mean, you're seeing that all over.
Yeah.
I mean, you're even seeing that with grading games now, because there's that whole market. Because ever since those whole auctions of like the original Super Mario and stuff like that, now people are grading games like crazy.
Sealed game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are not selling games, but
I mean, yeah. They're even sending the cartridges just to get graded.
yeah, like if they're old,
Yeah.
like got some Game Boy cartridges. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I understand.
Even
I
even the NES versions and stuff like that.
I still got my Ruby over here, my Sapphire.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Get it real quick.
So let's move on to this last topic. I think you put it under movies. It says Illumination CEO joins Nintendo as the new outside director.
Oh
What's
yeah,
it
talking about the movie, that Mario.
that
Oh,
Mario
is it
movie,
Mario?
so
Yeah,
it's a
so
movie,
yeah. So Illumination, the people who made like Despicable Me, and
Despicable Me,
I
yeah.
see. So
Okay.
they're the ones making the Mario animated movie.
Mario. So right now, what they're waiting is for the
Yeah, so my guess
get
is,
permission.
yeah, well, my
Ruben, let Ken talk.
well, the thing is that like he's giving irrelevant information. But but the thing is, right? So right now, the I think it was the CEO of Illumination, or who was it? I don't know if it was the CEO.
It is the
It was the CEO.
Outside director.
Yeah, so it's the CEO of Illumination, Chris Melanidari, whatever how you pronounce his name. He and Miyamoto have apparently built a pretty good relationship over the Mario movie, and so the shareholders approved the position of outside director, and then they gave him that spot. And so I guess he's supposed to cover all the I guess the like films and comic books and all the other stuff that Nintendo's going to do with their IPs.
Okay.
And that's smart because I think this is one of the reasons why Nintendo's so strong in their IPs is because they do stuff like that, where it's like they try to branch it out as far as possible, as many different mediums, so that the character stays in the mainstream.
Yeah.
Versus, having just being in a game. Like I don't know if you guys remember a couple years ago, like the Legend of Zelda comic book was really popping off, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, it was so good! Like I can't believe it." And there you go. That's one of the reasons why. So it's a nice position. Congratulations to him. It's a non-executive role though, so I don't know if he's going to step down as CEO of Illumination or if Nintendo's planning to buy Illumination.
I'll be surprised about it.
Right, and then put it in.
That'd be crazy. Well, because isn't Illumination's tied with Universal?
That's what I'm saying.
So
yeah,
it could be a joint thing because they are working with Universal.
Right. Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, it's one of their. I mean, it's Universal's like headline animation studios. So just like,
I'm saying it could be like a joint thing where make our Nintendo movies and shit.
Right.
And then they'll advertise it at Universal since these movies are
right. I mean, now that Universal Studios, which is kind of the main way Universal Studios makes money, has Mario Land, or I forgot what it was called. I think it was Mario Land, Nintendo Land. In real life, they could have cut. That could have been part of the deal, or they could be like feeling like to just sell them. They might just be like, hey, yeah, we'll give it to we'll sell you to Nintendo or whatever, or maybe he just stepped down and then went.
Or they always just a joint partnership,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to move into the last topic because we only have a few minutes more? Which is Superman, right? Which I know you guys want to talk about this. I know George does the Superman, Black Superman.
We'll breeze through. So, Flash season 8 got renewed. This in the 3rd. Cisco and Wells are leaving. Yay! The last episode of Flash was literally one of the best episodes they've ever fucking made in their fucking lives. It was a great.
Neither of those two characters are.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. His Wells' arc pretty much finished, like with Nash Wells, so it's over with. I mean, the Arrowverse is pretty much not the same way it used to be. So, A must help with this. Good for them. Flash gets in season 8. This season is looking pretty okay. Not gonna lie, but last episode they did was really good. Moving on there. Loki, it got pushed to Wednesday, so it's no longer Friday. It's gonna be Wednesday. That's there.
And pushed out even earlier too.
Yeah, 9th. So it's even earlier. We're gonna watch Loki some earlier. Looking like a fire show too. So that's that. Demon Slayer is destroyed Mortal Kombat at the box office. Yay.
Yeah, oh my god. Nobody knew.
I mean, it's destroying I think it's the highest grossing movie since COVID.
Yeah, it's not a surprise.
Yeah, that's a low bar. Okay,
well, I mean, it's a low bar, but I'm saying it's a high bar for animation, and I think it's the #1 animation out of Japan right now, like as in movies.
This movie did really good. I forgot what. Was it Dragon Ball? It was released in theaters. That one did amazingly well.
I mean, broadly.
Yeah, but they're saying that this overtook it.
I was thinking by a mile. Yeah.
Oh, in Japan, anime movies sell like hotcakes in Japan.
No, but I'm saying Demon Slayer overtook and like in what they made overtook like I think every anime movie that ever came out. Like I think it's #1.
#1
at Box Office Mojo. Demon Slayer earned $6.4 million in the week during the weekend.
Yeah, pass over to any.
Mortal Kombat only made $6.2 million. Godzilla vs. Kong held 3rd spot at 2.7 million. But let's be real, these two movies were on HBO Max, which is where most people watched it anyways.
I mean, not even that. I mean, what, 6 million is like chump change compared to
that's not.
Like I said, we'll give props to Demon Slayer, but remember, low bars.
But
yeah, it's a low bar. But I mean, like in comparison of like what they had to spend to make Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
And comparison to what Mortal Kombat has spent to make Mortal
Kombat, they got their money back with HBO Max though, so you gotta put that in perspective. There's a lot of subscriptions for that.
But you're also competing with like an animation studio that's from Japan, which like it's. I mean, they're not competing, right? But they're not competing, right? But it's like in comparison to what box office is.
But these movies, they don't even care about what box office made. All they cared about was the subscriptions HBO Max made. That's all.
But the Demon Slayer doesn't have. Well, I mean, they have it with their Funimation and stuff like that. But I mean, right now, the only way you can see it outside of the movie theater is actually through PSN. So.
Gross.
Yeah. So if you wanted to buy the movie, if you wanted to.
Funimation?
What happened?
Did Sony really buy Funimation?
No,
when I
well,
was-
I don't. I don't
process.
Yo, when I was on the Funimation website, you can see Sony's logo at the bottom, saying like you have to.
Really?
to
Well,
a-
they have a stake within because they have Sony Studios, right? So they do a lot of animation in conjunction. So I don't know if it's just because they're one of the companies that does some of the animation for that Funimation, like a part of their studios.
now,
But I don't know if like they actually bought Funimation.
now, even though it's a low bar, it's still good because we can get more animated movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, movies.
Oh, and we are, and now it is also it brought up the point where okay, now that we got a movie for this, maybe in the future of this anime, we'll get more movies like curtailing to like for people who don't know, to the higher demon moons. So maybe finally like at the last boss, we'll finally get like this epic movie for just that scene alone.
Okay, that's good for
Yeah.
Demon Slayers. That's good for
Yeah.
animation. Last
Right.
topic.
So last topic.
Warner Bros. Don't know what the fuck they want to do with their fucking characters any fucking more.
Yeah, one super Obama. That's what
So-
Super Obama.
Warner Bros. They need to fire the CEO because she is fucking up everything over there. So instead of making a Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill, who wants to make another fucking Superman movie, instead we want to make a black Superman.
Well,
Now-
they want their own Black Panther franchise.
Yeah, but it's like people want a specific Superman.
But here's the thing. Okay, we gotta put this in perspective, right? Black Panther is the highest selling single superhero Marvel movie. Period. The only movies that beat it are Avengers and all the crossovers. That's it.
Right.
That's why. 2, a lot of people hated Man of Steel. You gotta admit that. Most people did not like that movie.
Right.
You
I
liked it,
I
but most
I
people
both of
didn't.
them.
Most
A
people-
lot of people didn't.
Most people didn't like that movie. They thought it was bad. So we gotta keep that in mind too. So with those two things in mind, you gotta understand that the odds of Man of Steel 2 happening is really, really low. Right?
Mhm.
Why would they make a black Superman? Well, it's not the first time they had a black
Hey, man,
Superman.
you gotta stick to
but-
you gotta stick to your thing, man. Look at Iron Man 2. That movie was hot garbage. They still made a third. Look at Ragnarok. That movie was hot garbage. They still made a third. They stuck to the schedule.
Yeah, but see that they have because the actors have gravitas to them
Right.
and their history, and then so it's just like, of course they're gonna get a sequel. Of course he's gonna keep coming out on Avengers.
I mean, not
So
only that,
just-
but when it came to the MCU, it was more of following a plan than it was how well the
Right.
movie did.
Yeah.
So it's like even if the movies did poorly, like the Dark World, it was still a part of the plan. Like because think about it, right? Like you don't have an Iron Man 4, but you're about to get a Thor 4,
and a Captain America 4.
right? And
Yeah.
Right.
some of those have some of the worst movies, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like I think it's more about the plan than it is about whether they do well with the MCU.
I don't know.
What about this?
When it comes to this, I think it's like Andre said, they want their own Black Panther franchise.
Right.
They don't really have it. Well,
They don't?
they could turn Green
Cyborg.
Yeah,
They
just
could
go
they
to
could
Green
turn
Lantern.
they could do Cyborg too, but I would say mostly Green Lantern because people like Green Lantern more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
but they
yeah.
didn't. They already casted for Green Lantern, and we already saw that Guy Gardner is like one of. They already casted a white actor to play Guy Gardner.
I mean, but the thing
For
is,
Green Lantern.
there's multiple Green Lanterns. So.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But for what we're seeing, it's going to be the Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner type of thing. It's not going to be I forgot his name, the Black Green Lantern.
John Stewart.
Yeah, John Stewart. It's not going to be John Stewart. So,
No, but that's what I'm saying. You could always transition into Johnson.
oh, you could, but I mean, you won't see that for foreseeable future
Hey, look,
right
man,
now.
they're getting Black
Yeah.
Adam.
That's racist.
Yeah, he's not black.
Rock is.
The Rock is half.
I don't know where they're going with these black Superman.
Well,
I mean,
it's not the
I-
first time they
I-
had a Black Superman.
Well, the
Yeah.
Black Superman.
I know, but like,
Okay,
What
but
is it called? Final Crisis.
wait.
Um,
If there is a Black
the-
Superman, who do
yeah,
you
like
I
like?
mean,
they did the whole multiverse
black,
thing.
Who-
yeah,
Right.
but Black Superman is a thing in the comics, and he
It's
actually
the whole
is
Final Crisis thing.
right, and he's actually a pretty cool Superman. but it's just
Who would you like to see?
that's what the DC movie universe. That's what they want. They want their own Black Panther franchise.
Right, and I think for this kind of thing, because I think we have to wait to see personally, because people didn't like that there was a Black Green Lantern. He turned out to be real cool. People didn't like that there was a Black Spider-Man. He turned out to be real cool.
Right.
I mean, it's like, yeah, I think we would have to wait and see with Black Superman.
Yeah, and then plus,
raw, but
right.
If it's executed well enough, people.
Yeah, the thing is, like, what annoys me is that instead of focusing on what they have and build upon that, they're just expanding they're calling it, we're making this because we're creating a multiverse. Because Edward Pattinson's Batman, that's established, that's Earth 2 Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they already were trying to get Michael B. Jordan to play Black Superman.
Now,
he didn't want to.
No, I don't like Michael B. Jordan. Can't fucking act.
Wow.
Now,
I mean, he was a pretty good Killmonger.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
he's played the same character over and over and over.
But Killmonger was Killmonger is way different than Creed.
Bro. Killmonger, Creed. What does he do? Same angry ass black guy that he plays in every other character. Now, Killmonger had more story behind him. That's the character they created, but the acting itself is the same. Go watch it. We just watched Tom Clancy's shit. It was the same character.
Yeah, it's true.
The same thing with The Rock. They play the same fucking character.
It's true. It's like Kevin Hart. Yeah, it's true.
It's not the. No, there is no acting. It's just brooding. That's it. But the thing is, Black Panther is like a whole civilization of black people, right? Are they gonna do the same thing with this one?
No, because it would be more a centralized character like Superman.
Bro,
Superman's more of a centralized.
His species died, my guy.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like,
Why would you ask?
You don't, unless
that's the reason why I asked the question.
No, I'm pretty sure.
See, that's the racism we're talking about. Okay, it wasn't okay to think of him as Superman. You had to think of him as Black Superman. So you had to make sure there wasn't enough blacks around. Like you just forgot.
But I mean, I could see them taking notes of Captain America, and I'm talking about about Falcon Captain America, right? Where Captain America, even though he's like a centralized character in the comics as an African American superhero, but in the TV series, you saw the environment around him, around the black community. Mm-hmm. So who's to say that he doesn't, interact with the black community in that universe?
I'm sure he will. But right,
but it would be still more just that centralized character.
This is needed, okay? The first Superman, okay, that actually goes to Gotham, okay?
Wait. You know what?
Superman does not go to the ghetto. Yo, he looks at that.
Clark Kent not go to the ghetto, okay?
No, Clark Kent, he's like, yo, I'm gonna go hang out with my rich friend in the ghetto. Okay, see you later. It's like, oh, but 12 people died over there. See you later, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Now maybe Warner Brothers is smart and they're setting up another crisis. I know they did it on a TV show and they kind of canonized it that's a part of the universe too. But maybe they want to do another crisis on the big screen, and that I'll give them some props if they're actually going down.
You know what will be so fucking funny though, and I think Ken would laugh at this, if they come out with Black Superman and then Marvel goes, "Fuck you, we're gonna take out Blue Marvel." Because he's just essentially Black Superman and Marvel, Marvel Comics.
You know what would be funny for Superman to say? When black people approach him, it's like, "Oh, you Black Superman." I was like, "I'm not Black Superman. I'm Superman." Just like OJ.
Yeah.
They already did that with Captain America.
No, imagine like they'd be like, "Yo, but you Black. I am Black. I'm
yeah. That's what I
see. I think that's the thing, right? Like the one thing I've noticed when it comes to Black superheroes is that, and I think this is what they're trying to do with Superman, is that if you've noticed, every time they have like a Black superhero, the comic book tends to be more down to earth.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, it tends to be like more
grounded
to real life than it would be to the ideal. Like, so I think that's what they're gonna do with this one. They could like have him obviously face the racism, obviously have to face all that other stuff. But I got to see how it's executed. Like I said, because we've had superheroes or superheroes that turn black or whatever you want to call it in the past, they turned out pretty well. I mean, you can't really deny it. I mean, everyone loves Miles Morales now.
Not Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm is fantastic. I mean, it's just
even in the comics, like you see a lot of superheroes that were white and they changed their nationality, or they adopted America Chavez as Captain America in the comic books, which she's a Latina superhero.
Miss Marvel.
So
to be fair, people didn't like that Miss Marvel, but Miss Marvel.
Right.
You have like I said, Miles Morales, Green Lantern, Lex Luthor from the show.
I mean, and now the latest Green Lantern is a black female, with like these green shades and everything, and she's really dope, and her design's really dope too.
I mean, of course. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, I think one of those things that happened was because we don't know how his story is going to be, right? We don't know how this guy's story is going to be, and because when you take a look at the Black Green Lantern, people are like, why you turn him black? It's like, no, he didn't turn black. He just got the ring because anyone can get a ring.
Yeah,
right. Anyway,
and then on top of that, it's like you have this black Superman. Everyone's like, "Why you turn Superman black?" Like,
when especially on Earth, there's more than one Green Lantern on Earth alone.
Right, and then say you take a look at the Superman. It's like, why'd you turn him black? Like, we didn't turn Superman black. It's just black Kryptonian. Like, like, you know what I mean?
Some of the people that were upset. There was like, instead of going with this Superman, they could have went with like Bizarro or some shit like that, or like. Right. And then introduce that more of that room. But I guess they just don't care about Superman or Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I ain't no Superman. I mean,
I think
Zack Snyder, Warner Bros. Is like, nah, cut that out.
Right, because if you really think about it, it's like you take a look at a lot of DC heroes or a lot of heroes in general. It's like, yeah, a black guy can get bit by a spider and get spider powers. Anyone can. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's. I think with there was this one interview I saw like years ago. And this guy was asking him, was like, what's your favorite comic book? He's like, oh, Spawn. He's like, why Spawn? He's like, because he's not like trying to be black. He just, sometimes people are black. I think this
right.
is people are black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just so happens to be a black person. That's what it is.
Yeah, so, a black person from Krypton.
Right, and then and then even the moniker Spawn, like he doesn't even bring that out. Like Tom McFarlane doesn't even point to the fact that he's a black person. It just so happens to be a black person. He is Spawn now, and now he's just doing Spawn shit.
Right. And then on top of that, the S on his shirt, on Superman's shirt, is supposed to be a symbol of Krypton, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So if it's a symbol of Krypton, then why would he be wearing it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where it's like people are kind of like assuming how it's gonna go before it even really goes that way,
right?
Without really putting it down to earth. But I don't see anything wrong with it because the precedent shows that it works sometimes. So I just want to see how it gets executed. If it gets executed poorly, then it gets executed poorly.
Yep.
Right.
But because of Warner Bros. Track record, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah,
the movie is gonna probably be a disaster, but the backstory might be good. I don't know. Is it? Yeah, the backstory might be good, and you might see him.
I mean, and it depends also on the director, right? Because if they get like a really good black director, like a Ryan Coogler, right? Then who knows? It might turn out.
Yeah, all you have to do is make sure that directors don't write the movies anymore.
Right.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Yeah, that was a disaster.
That was a flop, bro. Watch that one.
But we ran out of time. We went over 10 minutes. We gotta get up out of here.
Yeah.
It's long ass week.
Long
ass week. But then we might still get some more Epic and Apple news in the next week. Watch. So
we got 2 weeks left.
Yeah, we're still gonna get some news. Unfortunately,
we're getting the Apple trial news.
You should be ready for more spoils and more secrets to come out. They're gonna bring more new people.
I'm surprised Nintendo getting leaked stuff in that too.
Just wait. Apple has to bring guns because they're the ones that were against it, right?
Yeah. Well, we gotta get out of here.
Watch Apple, everybody.
All right, then, people. I think we can see each other again next Friday at the same time at 7 p.m. Make sure to follow us on social media as Gameplayx4 on Instagram. Make sure to follow them in their respective social medias. Any last comments or events you want to announce?
Just follow me on YouTube and IG, Josh Gambino.
But you guys, Andres?
You can see my Yeah, see political peasants, and my Instagram is Big Bro Little Bro.
There you have it. Follow us
Yeah,
on political business.
Time of death, April 26th. 7:30 p.m. Name, political peasant. Cause of death, abandonment.
Abandonment. Pretty much. It's like this, like on and off. I would. Okay. Hey guys, peace. See you guys next week. Take care.
Peace.
Deuces.